Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to showcase for iteration 33. So for this iteration, our target velocity was 10 points, and we were able to achieve 12 points. In those 12 points, basically the development part includes the complete development of EPA inventory form and the sync module generation of EPA inventory. So after these stories, now a field coordinator can fill EPA inventory form, and when he syncs a facility, the EPA inventory data also goes to OpenLMIS server, along with other forms that have been generated earlier. Apart from that, we have also developed a fully vaccinated children form, which is the first form in the coverage series. So we are having three coverage forms, which include a fully vaccinated children, child coverage screen, and adult coverage screen. As part of this iteration, we completed the generation of the form, and the sync of this form is also done as part of this iteration. So basically, a user can fill a fully vaccinated children form and can sync it to OpenLMIS server. Apart from that, from analysis part, with Ron, we have discussed all the coverage forms. We discussed multiple approaches to come up with a most feasible approach. So all the coverage screens are finalized and the stories have been written and they are ready for development. Second bit in analysis part is proof of delivery feature. So this feature has also been finalized after discussing with Ron. So now the stories are ready and we have started picking up these stories. Apart from the highlights, there were some bug fixes related to OpenLMIS suite. So we have fixed those bugs, which can be seen in the lower section. So we will start showcasing each story, starting with view load amount page check. So there was a feedback or a missing functionality that we noticed. So initially we were displaying all products, either active or inactive, on a view load amount page. But after discussion, it came out that invalid products doesn't need to be displayed on a view load amount page, as if the product is inactive for a facility or for a program, then there is no need to carry the commodities and deliver into a particular facility. So we have inserted a check on view load amount page. Now we are displaying only those products whose AND combination of global status and program status is active. So I'll hand over to Pranjali. He will continue Diamond Dash.
Hey, hi everyone. So the first feature that we are showcasing today is active product validation on view load amount page. In this, we have worked upon displaying only those products on view load amount page that are active, firstly at global level, secondly at program level. So to do this, let's first move towards the UAT environment and log in with the user, safety coordinator, which has managed distribution rights. Let's wait for the page. Takes time. Let's click on the Manage tab. Select the delivery zone, say delivery zone class. Select vaccinations program. Let's say for the current period, and we take on view load amounts. It takes us to view load amount page, and here we can see all the active products are displayed on this page. Now here you can see Penta 1 and Penta 10 are the two products which are listed under product group Penta. Now let's move towards the database and make Penta 10 inactive from at the global level. Let's say update product table, set its activation to false, where name equal to Penta 1. So when we go back to the view load amount page and we refresh the page, the UAT environment is a bit slow, page takes time to load. And you can see Penta 1 is not displayed anymore on this page. Now we'll take Penta 10 for example, and we'll make it inactive at program level. So let's go to the database and set its activation to false. So update. Let's update program products table. And set active to false, where the product ID is 151. So this ID we have taken from the products table. So when we go back to the view load amount page and we refresh the page, and we refresh the page and we see I'm so sorry.
Just check the product ID, whether it's mapped to Penta 10 or not.
Okay. And sorry for the inconvenience, it was the wrong ID. And we refresh the page again. And we see Penta 1 and Penta 10 no more displayed on this page. You can also see the Penta group name which was displayed earlier. As no active products are present for that group, the group name is also not displayed. Here you can see the ISA coefficients as dash dash, as the configure program product ISA is not configured by the admin.
So as we showcased in previous iteration, here the values are populated if the formula has been configured for a product. If a formula has been not configured, then admin can simply overwritten the formula for a facility. But these dashes indicate that neither the formula is present nor the values have been overridden by the admin. So this story just deals with displaying which products should be listed. The ISA values will be accordingly populated as admin will set up the data.
Okay. Now the next story we have played is API inventory form design. Here we enter the delivery and stock information against each product and the facility, so that there is a record of how we have restocked this particular facility. So for this, let's navigate to the distribution tab and click on manage. And let's select the delivery zone. Say delivery zone first, programs name vaccines. Let's say for the current period, and click on initiate distribution. The distribution is being cached. Let's click on the record data. Select a facility, say F10. You can see the status icon of the facility F10 is initially red as no data is being entered in this. Then let's navigate to the API inventory tab. We click on API inventory tab, and the API inventory form is displayed. Here the first column says the product name, which is, for example, BCG missiles. These products are displayed. The sorting of these products are displayed based upon display order of the products. If the display order of two products is same, further the sorting is done on the basis of product name, and only the active products are being displayed on this page. The second column is the ideal quantity, which for now is dash dash, as the ISA for this product is not configured. Then the third, fourth, and fifth column is existing quantity, delivered quantity, and spoiled quantity. We have done some validations on this particular text boxes. For example, like for right now, you can enter up to maximum 7 characters. You can't go ahead of this. Only arithmetic values are allowed. If you try to enter negative values, it says numbers only error message. If you try to enter alphabet, it says numbers only message. Also, there is apply NR to all fields button. When this information is not required, you can simply make all the fields as not required. Deliver quantity is a compulsory field which you have to fill. After entering the deliver quantity, you can see the status icon of this particular tab as green. Let's toggle one of the individual NR checkbox and enter the existing quantity. and the spoiled quantity.
So this regarding the calculation of ideal quantity. So this ideal quantity is basically the value that we are displaying on view load amount, which consider the ISA value which has been configured for a product multiplied by number of months in a period for which user has initiated a distribution and divided by the pack size for individual product. Using this formula, we get the final pack size of the quantity that need to be delivered. So we can just configure ideal quantity for a product. So in order to configure the ISA value, logging as admin. So in the configure section, we have a program product ISA. Selecting the program as VEXI, which is a push-based program in the system. And let's say for BCG, I configure a formula, giving some values here. Save. So then a formula has been configured. Second, what can I do for a individual facility? I can just give the overridden value, which will be considered while displaying in the EPA inventory form. So facility 8A, which is a part of delivery zone, which will be using for demo. So the BCG calculated as we have configured from the ISA configuration is coming out as 10. I'll enter some value for measles, let's say 90. Done. Save. Again, logging as a field coordinator. So as we mentioned in the previous showcase, basically as soon as the distribution is initiated, we used to take the snapshot of the distribution. So in order to reflect the changes that we have made, we need to cache a different distribution. I'll select the delivery zone first, for which the facility belongs, and a different period. Maybe let's see. So here's the cache distribution, record data. So facility 8A doesn't belong to delivery zone first, it belongs to Norte province. So I'll just show for a BCG product, for which we have configured the formula. Yeah. So the reason why it's showing as 0 is due to the division of a pack size, which have been configured as 10 or 20 in the database. So in order to populate these values, admin can set up the ISA values either via configure ISA screen or for individual facility from the overridden section. So continuing further for the same distribution, we can show other forms after filling the values for the EPA industry.
Yeah. So applying NR to all the fields and filling the delivery quantity. The syncing of this particular form will be handled in the next story, which is played in the next iteration. Currently, pagination of the form is not a part of this iteration. The next story played is to input coverage data for fully vaccinated children. The validations for this particular form is similar to the API inventory form. The maximum characters allowed is numeric up to 7 characters. And when you try to enter the other characters, alphabets or negative, it gives you an error message says numbers only. Here we have an apply NR to all fields and the individual NR. The syncing of coverage story is played as a part of this iteration. We'll be seeing it after the syncing of the facility. For this, let's fill out the other forms as well. Let's enter the data for observation, signatures. Let's fill the name, title. We go on to the refrigerator page, and for time being, let's delete the refrigerator as we don't need the data. After this, you can see all the individual tabs, status icons turn green and the facility status icons turn green. Now we can go to the Manage tab and try to sync that particular distribution. We click on the sync button. Here we confirm the sync distribution and we get a sync completed message. Click on done. Before that, a tech task was played as a part of this iteration. So as per the tech task, we use the facility visit ID as a reference to all the forms of OpenLMIS while syncing the data. The benefit of this tech task is if same user or if two different users try to initiate the same distribution multiple times, it restricts the creation of multiple rows in database for different forms. So let's move to the database and see the data for coverage story. Okay. Let's have a look at the facility visit table. Before that, we'll look into the distribution table. Here we can see the delivery zone ID, the program ID, period ID combination. We can see the status of the distribution as initiated, the created by, created date, modified by, and the modified date. And we can have a look at facility visit table, which is the source of reference for all of the information in the database. Here we can see the facility ID as 15 for the distribution ID 4, which we have currently synced. Now we can use this ID 15, facility visit ID 15, as a reference to see the data of the other forms. So let's select, let's see coverage data.
Yeah. So this facility visit table was introduced recently with the reason that we are not replicating the same IDs or same line items for each form where a distribution is initiated multiple times or by different users. As part of this table, I'll just zoom it out. So you can see we have a status with this sync. So this status will define whether the facility has been synced or not. So currently it's F for all the facilities, and the facilities which have been synced is the last one, and it is true. So this table will be using, so once all the facilities of a distribution are synced, the distribution status will become synced or completed, and we would not allow, or user doesn't need to initiate a distribution which has already been blocked. So currently, as part of the tech task that Pranjali was mentioning, if a facility has been synced, we are not displaying that facility if the distribution is cached again.
So moving ahead using the facility visit ID 15 to view the synced data of coverage story. Let's fire a DB command. Stop and pull coverages where facility ID is 15. Here we can see the 4 different columns called as female mobile brigade reading, male mobile brigade reading, with the corresponding values entered in the form.
Yeah. There is a small feedback received in the table to change the labels of the fields. We have incorporated in the coming story, which we can showcase in next citation. So instead of giving the mobile brigade thing, we'll be saying it's female outreach or like that. So Ron has suggested us to use different names, and we have incorporated that.
The next story played is a managed caching of already synced facility. So if the facility is already synced and let's say other user try to initiate the same distribution, that particular facility will not be visible for that user, for that distribution initiated by that particular user. Moving forward, if we like for December 2012, the distribution for facility 10 has already synced. Now let's log in with other browser, the same user, field coordinator. Let's navigate to the V-shaped distribution page. Select a delivery zone. Say delivery zone first. Save vaccine, and for the same period, which was already synced by that particular user, so December 2012. When we try to initiate the distribution, a message says that this distribution has already been initiated by field coordinator. Try to continue, and we click on record button, and we click on the drop box to select a particular facility. Here you can see that F10 facility, which was already synced by this particular user, no more exists in this drop box.
Yeah, so basically if a facility has been cached or synced, then we finally log that facility and the user cannot update that data. There is a further requirement where we will be developing a screen for admin where he can see and update the distributions which have been synced. So as per the current requirement to handle a partial sync of the distribution, we will not be caching those facilities which have been synced. And as you can see, in future, in the coming story, we will be handling the complete sync of a distribution. So once all the facilities are completed, even the period will not be listed on the manage distribution page. So a user cannot initiate distribution which has been logged or which has been synced. So this was about caching and syncing of the forms that we have developed and some of the reflecting that we have done in a database regarding VRMS flow. This is all about. Any feedback, please forward it to Ron and we'll incorporate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Ron.